Welcome to Himani Coaching Center. Today we are going to talk about topic called GST, Goods and Services Tax, which is new chapter added to Class 10th ICSE board. Now before we talk about GST, let us understand about few terms which we use in this chapter. So there is something which is called a dealer, then there is cost price, there is list price, there is percentage discount, there is SP, and then there is percentage of tax. Okay, now dealer is a intermediate chain who supplies us the goods which he buys from either a manufacturer or a wholesaler. We generally go to a shop and buy things, and this is the guy who is selling is known as dealer. Okay, you can have electronics dealer dealing in TVs, refrigerators. You can have computer dealers dealing in computers, like that. Now there is a cost price which dealer has to pay to buy a product from a manufacturer or a wholesaler, and there is list price. So every item has got a list price, marked price or list price. Most of the time we find that dealers offer some discount, so there is a percentage of discount which is available, and from the list price we deduct the discount, and that becomes selling price for the dealer or cost price for the consumer. Please note that we always take percentage discount to find selling price. Now how does that happen? So SP is 100 minus percentage discount over 100 into list price. Okay, this is one of the formula which we can directly use. Sometimes in the question they ask discount in rupees, then we simply find that percent of LP. Okay, now the consumer, the end consumer, has to pay SP plus tax. So the net amount paid by consumer is always SP plus tax. We calculate this tax on the SP, which is calculated after factoring in discount. So this is what we need to just understand. So let us say there is a chair marked for rupees 5,000. Okay, I am just taking one example. There is a chair marked for rupees 5,000 and it is also available at a discount of 20%. Okay, and tax on the chair is 10%. Okay, question is, how much is the amount which a customer will pay if he goes and buys this chair? So let us understand, the list price is 5,000 and there is a discount of 20%. So what would be SP? SP is going to be 100 minus 20, which is 80 upon 100 into the list price. Okay, so which is rupees 4,000. That means SP is going to be rupees 4,000. And if they ask us what is the percentage, what is the discount in rupees, we will simply calculate 20% of 5,000, which will become rupees 1,000. Okay, and then again I can find SP by doing 5,000 minus 1,000 gives me 4,000. Whatever way is convenient, you can use that. Now the tax on this chair is 10%. That means tax in rupees would be 10 by 100 into 4,000, which will give us 400 rupees. So what is the net amount a customer who is going to buy this chair he has to pay? It is going to be SP of 4,000 plus 400 rupees, and net amount payable is rupees 4,400. Okay, so this is one of the simple example to understand about tax. Okay, now let us move into the topic, which is GST. So what happens? Every country has got taxes. And why do government charge tax or we pay tax? See, every government has to provide many services for its citizens. Okay, you take roads, you take railways, you take hospitals, you take minimum income for rural people. So many things which are there. Government has to provide this. So for that, government needs money. From where will the government get this money? Government gets this money through the taxes which we pay. Now there are two kinds of taxes. One is called direct tax and another is indirect tax. Okay, direct tax is nothing but the income tax. Mostly it is income tax or tax which corporates pay. Okay, income tax is deducted from all the people who are working and getting a salary. From their income, taxes are deducted as per the rules, and then there are corporate taxes. Now when it comes to indirect taxes, these are the taxes which we pay for the goods and services. Earlier there were number of taxes. It used to be VAT, excise, road tax, and it was different for different states. So now in July 2017, the government has come out with one tax which is called GST, and right now we have only goods and service tax. Okay, the idea behind GST is one nation, one tax. Moreover, what happens, since now there is only one structure, there is more transparency in the system. Okay, and hence government can earn more taxes because it can bring in all the traders into the ambit of GST. Okay, now when we talk about GST, please understand that it is a value added tax and it is consumption based tax. What does that mean? That means if there are three people like A, B and C. Now if A has a product worth 100 rupees and he sells it to B at 110 rupees. Okay, so B will pay tax on 110 rupees. Let us say the tax is 10%. Okay, so B will pay how much? B will pay 11 rupees. Now let us say B pays and B sells the article to C at 120 rupees. Okay, now the tax is 10% only, so C will pay how much? 10% on 120, which would be rupees 12. Now since B has already paid 11 rupees, okay, and he is collecting 12 rupees from C, what will happen? He has to pay only the difference of tax. So rupees 12 minus rupees 11, which is rupee 1. So this is, in a nutshell, GST. How does GST works? Okay, we will take more examples, but as a layman, let us understand that what is happening. There is a chain, and everyone who is paying tax, okay, if he is selling to someone, then he will pay the difference of the tax to the government. And please understand, this C in this case is the end consumer. Okay, someone who will consume the good or service, and the end consumer cannot claim GST. Okay, he cannot claim anything out of GST. Only those who are selling, okay, they will be liable to get GST credit if they have already paid to the government. Okay, so this is about GST chain. Now let us understand more in terms of a better question. So let me take one question, which is, let us say there is a trader, okay, who buys an item for 5,000 rupees from a manufacturer. So there is a trader X, okay, and he buys from a manufacturer. So his CP is rupees 5,000. From a manufacturer he buys a thing at 5,000 rupees and he sells it to a end customer. So there is an end consumer Y. He sells it to the end consumer at a profit of rupees 1,000. So what does that mean? That means his CP is 5,000 and his selling price has now become rupees 6,000. Okay. Now let us understand, if there is 12% of GST to be paid. Okay, if there is 12% of the GST to be paid, what will this guy pay when he bought this item from the manufacturer? So he will pay 12% of 5,000, which is rupees 600. So what is the amount X has paid? X had paid 5,600 rupees, out of which 600 is the GST. Now he is selling to the end consumer at 6,000 rupees. Again 12% GST to be paid by the consumer. What would that amount to? It would be 12% of 6,000. So which is 720 rupees. Okay. Now understand, X had already paid 600 rupees of GST and he has collected 720 rupees from the customer. Now what is the amount he will pay to government from this transaction? It would be difference of 720 minus 600. So rupees 120 is the amount X will pay to the government. End consumer cannot claim any refund on GST. Okay, so GST on value addition here. This is called GST on value addition, which is 120 rupees. Okay, so this is the net GST which X will deposit to the government. He has got 600 rupees which he paid already to the government from the customer, and for the value addition of 1000 rupees he is paying 120 rupees. Okay, in the next class we will take more questions. So that's it for the day. Thank you.